Hey, welcome to a new video. Today it's another garage house. We've been waiting for this one for quite a while. Shinji, the owner, a good friend of mine, has been getting the cars ready just so we can come here, we get them nice and ready to go to take out for a shoot. But most important of all, check out his setup.
Welcome to Good Hills Garage。僕はもう免許を取ってまず買った車が AE86 の GTV の、後期だったんですね。でそれは大好きで乗って、街中で、当時はちょこちょこドリフトはしてましたけど、そんなにいじってもなくてそのぐらいで、大学生活を送ってたんですかな。で結構、大学卒業する前まで乗ったかな。その後はもういろんな車を20台ぐらい乗り継いでいます。
And with that, it's a welcome to the Good Hills Speed Garage. And the centerpiece, of course, is Shinji's 964 RS. Dare I say, the only RS-based RWB conversion ever created by Nakai-san. And it's a very special car. Shinji picked it up from the previous owner that had the engine refresh that promoted. It's a smooth fender job, so extremely clean. And one of the very first cars that I shot from Nakai-san back in the day when I was first kind of going to RWB and checking out the work that Nakai-san was doing. So this is a car, like I mentioned, that I've been waiting for a long time to come here and do a little bit of a feature on. And of course, perfect timing. It happened to be that Shinji actually built this really cool garage space right next to his beautiful home here. And we're basically gonna take a look at all the details that went into creating what is a really cool man cave, all dedicated to his two cars that are basically the passion of how his car story really began and kind of transitioned even into some bike action here with this Ducati Monster SB. So we'll start over here, have a look at the two-wheeled item here on display. This is something new for me. I haven't seen this before. I did a story on Shinji's garage here a couple of years ago on Speed Hunters. I came here and shot how he laid out his man cave here. And I really always wanted to come here and do a video of it, because not only is he a friend of mine and the guy that I've been kind of shooting his car over and over again over the last 15 plus years. And you know, I think it's a really cool, unique space to find here in Japan. It's really well laid out. There's a lot of like really cool things to kind of look at, including art, lots of cool old magazines, and just miscellaneous toys and cool things that he's picked up along the way. And of course, his passion with cars really started off with the Hachiroku. And one of the things that he did was pick up this particular Trueno and have it repainted by Nojima-san to kind of replicate the first car that he owned. And we'll find out all about this car once we take it out for a ride, as well as the 964. We'll go out here in the Chiba countryside and kind of have a little time with these cars, kind of understand how the build came to be, what they're all about, and of course get some action shot. Hey, sorry for the interruption. Just again to remind you that 70% of people that check into Dino DC aren't yet subscribed. It really does help us tremendously if you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you do that. And with that, it's back to the video. So the garage, I think, is probably best described as a nice mix of function, which is on this corner of the space, with a more kind of like living room type man cave space over on this side. So Shinji has laid out his toolboxes here. You can see a lot of Tone tools, drawers, and KTC tools as well. Some of the more useful stuff he keeps here on the wall. Quick reach. There's a few cool shots from back in the day. Some that I even took. This is actually when Nakai-san named the car Good Hills Speed at Scuba Circuit during a track day. So I was lucky enough to catch that moment. And then some other Speed Hunters stuff and other stuff from Aaron May and Mayhem Media. So, one of those old projects that has really stayed true to the test of time. You can see all these older Speed Hunters images. And for me, it really captivates what RWB was all about back in the day. I think when Nakai started doing more builds abroad, his cars sort of became kind of like tools for people to promote their own brands, and with that lost that rawness, that kind of track approach that he always had in his cars. And I think this RS really stays so true to that, and it's probably the reason that I love this so much. It's one of my favorite RWBs ever, and really cool that we get to kind of spend a bit of time with it today. So like I was saying, this corner of the garage is where the more man cave type approach has been kind of given, and you can see here there's a nice setup here with audio, TV. You can sit here, watch YouTube. There's a nice little old school citizen watch display, so you can keep 6 time zones in check. Lots of models to look at, including Shinji's very own car and the Spearmint Rhino. And we'll be spending some time with Shinji later on, kind of talking about how he got started in cars. And of course, his very beginning was with the 86. And it's always cool to see what people end up collecting. There's so many little model cars here to look at. Very much Porsche themed. You can see the 911 GT1 there. The 962C, some rare stuff, 911 GT2, and Shinji's other passion, G-Wagons, which we'll touch on in a second once we take a look outside of the garage itself. More cool art pieces here on the wall. And if Shinji's garage kind of looks similar to another building, maybe RWB, that's because Matsumoto-san, the guy that actually helped Nakai-san build his workshop, is the same guy that came here to build this garage 7 years ago now. And that's why it has that kind of RWB feel. And since it's been put up, it's just been evolving, more lights, more display cabinets, more stuff happening. So it's really getting to that kind of RWB vibe. Little micro radio flyers full of center caps, and take a look at that light. How cool is that? Little rocket. There's even some old school RWB sew-in emblems for race suits and seats, and some Porsche ornaments, some old school RWB Thailand postcards, which I think I have a set of myself. How cool.
Nakaiさんは僕が、医者になって、当時ちょっと髪の毛が長くて病院長にこう廊下ですれ違った時にこう「お前髪長いよ」髪切ってこいって言われて、でたまたま病院の近くにあった美容院がそこの美容師さんが、RWB の一番最初に作ったワイドボディの形さんだったと。ナンバーワンです。本当に偶然で、僕は車が大好きで、当時は 964のタルが乗ってたんですけど、まあ非常にこう意気投合して、今度柏にある RWB っていうその当時はラウベルト行こうよって誘われて、柏ってどこにあんのって感じだったんですけど、連れてきてもらって、で中井さんに会った。もう中井さんのそのファーストインプレッションはもうすごくて、なんていうかな、もうすごいフレンドリーだし、まあ自分の信念を持ってて、すごく優しく接してくれて、まあ僕もカーボーイなんかで中井さんの活躍知ってたんで、いやこんなに優しく接してくれていいなって、それ以来虜になっちゃったって感じですね。
All right, so we came out here at a local park, which is funny because every time I've come to shoot RWB cars, I've always ended up at this little park. So it has a lot of memories for me. It's a special place. I shot so many RWB cars here, and on the little street outside with a picket fence. So we're gonna immortalize Shinji's car, and I thought I'd throw mine in there as well, since it's like super contrasting color, and not every day you get two RWBs to play with. All right, so since we're here, Shinji brought out the 964 RS. I'm just gonna have him like show me around, basically go through the history of the car, how he came to own it, and how he uses it today. And he's maintained it so well since that initial time I shot it like 15 years ago. So Shinji-san, お願いします。車全部教えてください。
車はもともと20年ぐらい前かな、中井さんのとこで、もともとカレラ2のスのカレラ2の5速でワイドフェンダー作って、で中井さんにレース誘われて、
つくばで
つくばとか、茂木とかね。
あ、茂木の、
で最初はレースなんかやる気なかったんだけど、
はい、
おいでおいでって言われて、レースやるようになったらハマっちゃって、でまあレース始めたらやっぱり勝ちたくなって、
はい、
スのカレラじゃ勝てなくて、どうしようかと思ったらこれが売りに出て、
はい、
あ、じゃあこれを買おうと思って買いました。前のオーナーが大体作ってあったやつです。
はい、でも一番珍しいはあれです。
そう、これ本物の RS です。
多分世界はあんまりいないですね。これだけじゃない。多分
ね、RS を RWB フェンダーにしちゃってるのがもう、どうでしょう
ね。珍しい。あとスムーズね。
スムーズそう。当時はみんなスムーズでした。中井さんもね、時間があったんでしょうね。まあもうほとんどサーキットです。つくばオーモストつくばです。でプロモデットでオーバーホールしてますね、一回。
あとなんかインテークも違うみたいな。
そうですね、これは RWBR で山崎さんのとこでいろいろメンテナンスしました。
いろいろなカスタムパーツもあるね。これ
そうこれ中井さんオリジナル。
中井さん作ったこれ。
そう。
すごいね。
RS のために。
グリルも
当時はね、中井さんすごく自慢してました。すごいいいのができたからつけてよって。これ自分でつけました。F1 のレインフラッシャー。
ああ、レインフラッシャー。いや。エグゾーストはこれ誰作ったの？
トータルっていう会社の
トータル、
可変のやつですね。静かなやつとうるさいモードが。
あ、バルブ入ってる。いや、あ、これは FRP ドア。
FRP。
そう FRP。これ
ここは途中から
FRP。Of course, this also has the RS door card that everybody copies because, of course, it got rid of the big kind of like little pockets with the cover. Got rid of the door thing and replaced it with a pull lightweight version to help save more weight from the door. So the car runs some SSRs, finished off with a custom shade of gold here applied by Nojima-san, RWB logo. I spy some Brembo F40, actually no, F50 calipers. 4 pots front, and slightly more compact 4 pots at the back here. And yeah, he's running 315s, 30 18s, which is pretty much exactly the size I used to run on Nakai's wheels before the M1Rs were fitted. And interesting that he's running Shibata tires. Everybody's really embracing this brand of tires in Japan now. And of course, another thing that makes the RS a little bit more special is the fact that it was completely stripped out here at the front. So we'll have a look at what's not there. Starting off with the lightweight hood, no carpeting whatsoever. The battery is being actually relocated from this corner over here, I guess for more balance. Is that the ECU? The ECU is usually located under the driver's seat, but it looks like it's here on the RS. You got the ABS module there in the corner, and the heating is all there. Heating and ventilation, of course, no aircon as we saw at the back. There is no compressor. There's a massive, chunky strut tower brace here, connecting up on the turrets, where you can spot the Aragosta top mounts. You can see he's running a decent amount of negative camber. You can actually see it from here. Keen to see if he's got as much toe in as I have on mine. Yep, definitely a Nakai setup. That's parked up 964, and let's go out there on the main street to get some more beauty shots of Shinji. You know, it's crazy to me that he was able to pick up a fully RWB'd RS 964 back in the day, 20 years ago, when, as he mentioned in the interview, you know, RSs weren't that expensive back then, so it wasn't like as a crazy thing as it seems today. Little did he know, 20 plus years later, he would probably be owning one of the rarest RWBs ever built. Man, the car just looks so good out there next to the fence. I think it's literally one of those cars that really embodies what RWB always stood for, me at least, before Nakai-san really explored the foreign market, and that he was really creating cars for the track, like hardcore, raw, stripped out Tsukuba and Motegi racers. And this is probably the epitome of one, because like I mentioned, RS, smooth fender, pro-modded engine refresh, like it has all the JDM approaches that people would do here in Japan to air-cooled cars back 20 plus years ago. So Shinji's done a really good job as, you know, as an owner, to kind of maintain it in that state. He hasn't touched it. It's a time capsule. He's just kept very true to what the car means, what it's all about. And man, it is such a good looking thing here.
まあそれから時間が経って、でまあ大学病院の中で人事異動とかあって、僕も大学院を卒業したてだったので、まあ、今後の人生どうするかって時だったので、そんな時に先輩の先生が「柏の病院おいで」柏の病院まあ運命を感じたわけですよね。もちろん柏に勤めることになってからはもう RWB にこう毎晩行くようになって、もうその頃の964、僕が買った964を夜な夜なね、こう内装剥がしたりとかペイントしたりとか、中井さんと2人で夜中やったりして過ごしてました。いい思いです。赤の RS は最初は僕はホワイトボディのワイドフェンダー、カレラの964の素の マニュアルのやつを買ったんですけども、中井さんに、レースなんか誘われて、行くようになったんですけども、素の彼らじゃ全然遅くて、全然みんなに負けちゃうし勝てないしっていう時に、前持っていらっしゃったオーナーがね、これを売り出したんで、これ本物の964の RS だったんで、いやこれはすごいと思って売り出してたから、もう買いますって感じで買いましたね。当時は今みたいに空冷のねバブルがなくてね、すごい手頃な値段で買ったと思います。それからずっとこれ所有してます。そう、トラックでそこそこ勝てるようになったんですよね。時々こう、優勝とかできたり、やっぱり車はすごいなと思いましたね。
Now, while Nakai-san went off with his old school Benz to do stuff before leaving for Canada, we're gonna place the car in front of the shutter in the same kind of way that I used to shoot RWB cars here at Nakai's shop back in the day. There wasn't that much space around, and we only did like the little parks around here and in front of the shutter. Since then he's expanded and bought out this side as well, so there's a lot more space. And of course this used to be like full like spare tires and parts, and now it's become a little bit of a additional customer parking area. From the very originals to the brand new stuff, showing the progression of RWB. And now that I look at this, I'm pretty sure this 997 was here when we actually built the 964 back in December last year. It had already been cut, but the fenders hadn't been fitted. God, it looks so good in white. This was Nakai-san trademark sealant. It really does give a nice little contrast. All right, we got a few shots here at RWB. Time to head back to Shinji's and pick up his Hachiroku.
.基本ね、大きくは変わってないですね。その当時のまんまで、エンジンもオーバーホールしてあったし、あと足回りをちょっとアラゴスタにしたりとか、あとはあれか、マフラーをトータルのものに変えたりとか、そういうことはやってますね。エンジンオーバーホールはどこ？エンジンオーバーホールはプロモゼットでやってると思います。僕はその中井さんとはもう運命を感じているので、僕が元気な限り、生きてる限り、これは持ってたいです。おじいちゃんになっても乗れてればかっこいいかなとは思ってます。Alright,
time to get the 86 out of the garage and go for a little drive. In the meantime, I'll show you what it's actually running here. This is a 20 valve Corky swap, running an HKS FCON V Pro and a quiet exhaust, because this is supposed to be the more mature approach to Hachirokus. All right, so fast forward a few minutes and we are in the middle of some rice paddies, getting some detail shots of Shinji's Hachiroku. This is a GTV base car. It used to be white. He had it fully repainted in a two-tone red and black. And like he put it, it's basically the gentleman's approach to building a Hachiroku. It's a little bit quiet. It's kind of mature spec. You would kind of call it that. It's smooth and easy to drive and live with. Doesn't upset the neighbors when you turn it on cold in the morning. And he's done a really cool job. I love the 20 valve swap. It just runs really nice, and we're gonna have a chat with him in a second and kind of do a walk around together with the car, so we can kind of catch all the details.
これね、4年前にノジリアルからいい車両あるよって言われて、僕もちょっとドリフトやりたいなと思ったから、じゃあ買いますってことで選んで、僕が初めて免許取って、買った車がこいつだったんですね。トレノの後期の、GTV。もうぴったり僕の好みと合ったので、同じ色で塗ってもらいました。とっても綺麗に仕上がって、とても満足してます。
すごい。
ね。エンジンはブラックトップで、駅間には入って、マフラーは静かめにしてます。あとは、何やったかな。コンピューターは一応 F コン V プロの
HKS の
HKS、そうでコントロールしてます。調子はすごくいいです。一応ね、これカーボンなんです。
あ、カーボン？
カーボン塗ってるんです。
Carbon bonnet. It's just so clean, beautifully repainted by Nojima-san, and that black top. 本当だ。
特にいじってはないです、ノーマル。でも十分楽しいです。
でもね、ストリートは多分
ストリートも十分イナフ。
エアボックスなし？
なしです。
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But there are some little protectors there, little mesh. I'll take a look inside. あ、後ろ何もないね。
後ろないですね。
ロールケージ。これハーフ？
そうですね。これね、SPG ボロボロだったのね。で、これ張り替えてもらいました。
あ、そうですか。
ちょっと純正に近いような感じで、色をね合わせてもらって。
Steering wheel, and then you can see all the additional gauges here. Got the FCON B Pro down there, the DEFI gauge controller, which controls the two gauges on each side of the dash, and we have the DEFI link display, adding a little bit more information to the driver. Aircon works, head unit. It's just a very, very clean 86.
そうですね。
渡辺
ですね。バナナスポーク。
横浜 AD07 珍しい。今09出た。それで後ろは剣だね。
剣だ。
じゃあドリフト好きね。
ドリフト、最近できてないけどね。ドリフトはね、サーキットの後から、もう最近野島さんに誘われてちょっと。
じゃあサーキットドリフトね。
そう、サーキット。
峠じゃない。
峠ね。
それでGood Hills Speed の名前どこから来た？
これね、
964も名前使うでしょ。
そう。単純にマイファミリーネームか。My family name is 吉岡。It means Good Hills.
So like I mentioned, one of Shinji's other passions is G-Wagons. He's got this G400 diesel, which is basically the family car. However, he's recently picked up something very, very special and something that has appreciated tremendously over the last few years, and that's, of course, the Shorty. Look at this thing. This is, for me, the best execution of a G-Wagon. This is a 3.2 straight six gasoline version from 1994 or 6, I forget now. But what a cool little runabout for daily use. He's had it fitted with these steelies from the Mercedes Vito van, and added these little over fender extensions so that he's able to pass shotgun with a wider offset wheels and tires. Back, so it's a 4-seater. There might be, yeah, no, actually it's a 5-seater. There's a belt buckle in the middle as well, and very period correct. Nothing's really been changed or modified. You got the selector here for the low and high 4-wheel drive, the automatic 4-speed, and the addition of a little screen here for the navigation. Car just has over 103,000 kilometers, so it's still pretty new, barely run in when it comes to a G-Wagon. And just listen to that door. And you know, I have to say, it's super refreshing to see such a nice laid out home with a lot of space outside. As you can see, I brought the 964 today. Since it's been fitted with the new wheels, I've been using it non-stop until the temperature gets too hot here in Japan, and I have to stop using it because, of course, the aircon still doesn't work. I really do like the look of this imported Finnish home. It kind of looks like a chalet with a massive wood deck outside, so you can sit out there, sip on some beers, and look at your Porsche and JDM car collection. And you may have noticed there's actually a Panamera here sitting next to the Shorty, and this is Shinji's new daily. It's a base model V6 non-air suspension, so really nice car to be using every day. No issues with air suspension, and he really enjoys it. But this would be my choice every day. God, I can't get over how cool this is. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been something that I've been meaning to do ever since we started this Garage House series, to come back here to Shinji's place and showcase not only his collection, but also listen to his story. I think his take on the whole RWB thing, and listening how he, you know, was friendly with Nakai before the whole fame with the international builds happened, it just goes to intensify what I've always said about Nakai and the cars that he makes, and that it's always been something for the track, and it's the type of RWB that I've always appreciated the most, which is why I decided to go into kind of that direction with my own build. Again, massive thank you to Shinji for allowing us to shoot this beautiful home of his and this stunning garage. And until the next video, make sure you hit subscribe and check back soon for more.